We are back for the final round. That hand is fine. Slightly slow because I'm not doing much early on, but I think it's still fine. Um, I could see keeping the Vessel in hand to play around the potential turn to Werewolves, but black mana doesn't tend to indicate Werewolf, so there is that. Ooh, that's really bad for us. That card is quite hard to stop in the right deck. Yeah, pretty good one. Yeah, Call of the Bloodline Madness is just probably one of the best archetype. If you cannot, when it's not good enough, it's not gonna be good enough. But when it's good, it's like really good. So there is that. Ooh, that's not great. If I don't take the planes, I only have one white source left in my deck, which I kind of want to avoid if possible. And the mage is probably not going to do much. I mean, taking a land when I already have 5 land is not the best. But yeah, since there is a landscape too, I'm left with 1 white in my entire deck, which I don't appreciate. Alright, well that's pretty good start for the opponent. If they play next turn something like Call the Bloodline Fiery Temper, that game is gonna be very difficult to win, or even, come back in it. Yeah, that it looks to be a very streamlined and well-built deck in front of us, so the exact opposite of what I'm doing. Alright, Mentor is fine. It's probably gonna boost the Vampire, and I'm probably gonna take 2. Slightly annoying, but not a whole lot I can do. Radius was a good draw. I think I'm just gonna play the Hunter. This way next turn I could play Graf Mole Wolf if I want to do so. Yeah. Call the Bloodline is such a powerful card in this set. It's crazy. One of my favorite cards. It's also really nice to build around. Unfortunately, I wasn't really able to do that in draft yet, just because red-black Vampire was never really opened. It's just so sweet though. I've played that in Seal too, and it was sick. Yesterday I really had a sick red-black Seal deck for PTQ qualifier. Unfortunately, I got mana screwed into 2 match, and this cost me 2 loss, and I went 3-2. But I think the deck was clearly a 4-1 or even 5-0 deck. So they are willing to trade. I think I'm willing to make this trade. The other one, not so much though, so I guess I'm gonna take 4. They might have a trick. What I don't mind that. Oh, double? Alright. Definitely mind that now. Okay. I see you. I'd rather trade my Howlpack Wolf than my Graf Mole, and it can definitely block, so I'm just gonna play that. And we took a lot of damage, but the opponent used pretty much got 2 for 1 there. They 2 for 1 themselves, I guess. So. Oh, they just have that? Alright, well that was brutal and efficient. Alright, well, I was slightly worried about the late game and the Call of the Bloodline, but my opponent just had a very fast kill. Not sure why they did not attack with that last turn, given that. Yeah, it was pretty bad to attack with that. Alright, so double rush of Adrenaline Chasm. The aggro deck. Yeah, it seems much more streamlined and built for a potent purpose than my deck, which is just a bunch of good cards, I guess, but that should probably not be in the same deck. Alright, against aggression, probably not siding in Scab on the splash. It seems pretty weak. Just have to be worried about my worrisome about my keeps and not keep things that are slow. And about my opponent's streak, Uncaged Fury is not really an answer. I mean, Rush is not really an answer for Rush of Adrenaline. Uncaged Fury can be good defensively, but it's not really a defensive card. Pious Evangel could be good, kind of, but I'm splashing for white, so I'm not sure that it'd be better than an on-color creature. Alright, well, Dual Shot is generally very, very good in the matchup against Vampire. But if I got destroyed like I got destroyed this game, yeah, it's not. It was pretty ugly. Alright, let's play first. And, slightly heavy on lands. The thing is, I think I have to keep that. The fact that it has early plays and that I will be eating my land drop and that I do have a trick makes it that it's hopefully good enough. If I draw many more lands, I'm probably gonna lose. But I think mulliganing into potentially slower hand is not a path I should follow. Drawing plains is not the worst. It's a land, but not the worst. I just hope I don't draw any other forest or mountain, because if I do, I will just lose. Yeah, my open deck just seems like much better than mine. There is not much else to say. They just have all the Gucci combo. It seems very aggressive, very well built. Probably one of the best things you can do when you have, you know, this, the Call the Bloodline, the Skeleton, the aggressive tricks. It becomes just nearly unbeatable. And yeah, my draws are not amazing either. Alright, Quill Wolf was not a bad draw. I don't think I might trading my Fiend for Aristocrat, since that card can be really, really good. And yeah, definitely don't mind making that trade if they are willing to make that trade. And if they take 2, it's fine with me too. Alright, Wolf. Next turn I have Arsonist. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. I mean, we'll see. They might just sacrifice end of turn the Skeleton. They might just have a better play. I don't really know. I would be surprised if they do strictly nothing end of turn though. Alright, boosting the Aristocrat. Sure. If they attack, I will block with the Wolf. And offer the trade with aim high in the back. Ooh, that'd be great if they attack now. Because they are tap out, so I can pretty much get rid of that without too much trouble. Good, good, good. And getting rid of that in this matchup when they have a Sanitarium Skeleton is something really, really appreciable. Ooh, Sigarda is a good one. Sweet. So I will play Sigarda, but I don't want to block that with Sigarda. Which means I should maybe keep the Fiend around to block here. Or I could just not care and try to raise my opponent. They might just block here too. If they block, I'm fine with that. But I definitely don't want to block with Sigarda. And I don't want to trade 4 for 2. They blocked, which I think is fine. Had I known they would block, I would have attacked with both. But if I had attacked with both, they would probably not have blocked. So it's pretty equal. Vampire Noble is not really threatening. Landscape is pretty good because I mean, it's not the best, but it fuels Sigarda, which is definitely relevant. Alright. So we might win a game of that. I mean, it was pretty good last match, but it did not really... I guess it killed the opponent in the end because they did not block. Probably playing the Landscape and the Arsonist, which are untargetable as long as Sigarda is there. Still don't really have any good block, but I don't mind taking 3, so don't care. And next turn I can just make a bunch of humans. Well, not really a bunch, because my graveyard is not that full, but make 2 human if nothing else, and flip the Arsonist, so we might be winning that game, despite keeping... I'm not sure if it's questionable against a very aggressive deck, but a risky end nevertheless. I'm definitely taking 3 here, every day of the week, as they play twins. Alright. Ooh, Dance was a good one. So they probably have the +1/+2 thing, which makes an attack with Arsonist pretty bad, especially when I will be flipping that next turn. Conveniently, because I have Dance and Sigarda, so... Good. And my life total is like high enough that... Yeah. We should not be in the worst spot. They did not attack, which I think is a good sign. Alright, let's get rid of this wolf. Let's dance. Let's dance. Alright, this has 6 power, so they don't really have any good block, even if they have a trick. Yup. Ooh, that was a good one to get here. Sweet, all the Gucci combo. At this point we are probably, well, attacking with Sigarda, attacking with that, and probably the devils too. Any devils that die probably kills that. Yeah. And I will have at least 2 of the blocker. I should have played my land first though, because if they kill Sigarda mid-combat, it's slightly annoying that I cannot produce another human, but I don't think it's so likely to happen. I'm fine with that order. I'd rather kill the twins than the Blood Mad Vampire. Sure. Well, it's annoying, but you know, it means I'm not dying from that, so it's fine. And you know, I get my clue, so in the end, I don't think I end up losing match here. And they are dead to Sigarda next turn, so... And I do have a bunch of blockers, so unless... Yeah. Even if they had Trample plus another double strike on the Vampire, which would be... Well, that would be a lot of damage, though. Yeah, that would be 6, 7, that would be 14. But then I'd block there, I would still have 2... Yeah. Alright. I'm not sure how we won, but we somehow managed to win. I think killing the aristocrat early on with the aim high helped a lot. I mean, it definitely did help a lot. Dual shot seems like one of my best cards in this matchup. If I can get that, I should be in great spot. Any removal is also pretty good, because removal means less synergy, and it's pretty good in general against this kind of synergistic decks. Alright, I still don't have match in my sideboard that's accomplish a lot in this matchup. I don't think so. So it's gonna be that, and I don't think I've sided in anything during all the matches. But since I'm playing a 4-color deck and that I don't have a lot of interesting stuff in the sideboard, it's not really surprising either. Yeah, it's pretty funny this final because my opponent has the archetype of the well-built, well-focused deck. You cannot, you know, have a deck that's more focused and synergistic. You can, but you know what I mean. It's like really an archetype of being into something really deeply, if you will. As my deck is the complete opposite. It's just good cards that doesn't go well together, that are put and jammed together, and that I somehow managed to play because, well, I think we can say that I got pretty lucky with my draws. I think with 2 Vessel, the 2 Dual Land, and the Landscape, my mana base is not the worst. It's not like the most greedy ever, but it's still pretty risky, and so far I got pretty lucky. This hand is kinda slow. I think it's a keep though. I don't think I can afford to mulligan 4 lands, a mole, and aim high, especially since I don't have a lot of 2-drop. As my opponent mull 2, 6, sorry about that, and put a card on top. Alright. If I could get a 2-drop or a dual shot, that'd be the dream. Good news is that vampire are not werewolf, so if I don't have a 2-drop here, it's not gonna be as bad as it could have been otherwise. The issue is more that I don't really want to take some early damage. Like if they discard a use whatever is the name, incorrigible use and attack for 7 here, well, would be bad. Blood Mad Vampire is pretty annoying too, but it's more in the realm of a biddable thing. If I had dual shot here, it would be a complete blowout. They would probably just concede on the spot. Can they discard another card to switch back? No, they cannot. It's not a switch, by the way. Neonate. Yeah! Give me dual shot. Give me dual shot. It's everything I want. Like, yeah, dual shot here would have been game over. I would be at 20 and they would just have a neonate in the battlefield. I do have a decent block here. If they have Uncaged Fury, it's fine. I'd rather, trade my mole and not take too much damage. It blocks pretty well if they have +2/+1. If they have double +2/+1 trample, it's gonna be pretty bad news. Alright. I kind of have to make that trade. I mean, the mole is fantastic, but I cannot afford to take 2 from that. I mean 4 from that thing at all. I don't think so. And yeah. I mean, I like to play around things and try to be smart, but this is a matchup I don't think I can get too smart. Well, Masquerade is something that's really bad. But again, taking 4 and letting that thing grow is, I think, even worse for me in the end. Stone Quarry is slightly annoying, but not much I can do. Probably gonna lose to the Masquerade. Yeah. Yeah, that's a card I could have played around, but again, not really in a spot where I can play around a lot of things. And my opponent could have +2/+1 first strike, could have double strike, could have Masquerade, could have any thing with madness. So there's so many cards that I don't think I can play around match. So I guess here they could have discard a card and +2/+1 first strike. I'm taking 6 already. Can I afford to take even more? I don't know, if they discard a vampire onto the battlefield like another of these and give that +2/+1. I mean, they can just play a vampire. Like, what is the other alternative if they have something to madness out, and if they have a fiery temper? Like, if they have fiery temper, for example, they burn me for 3, and I go down to 4. I mean, I will certainly get blown back, but again, I don't think I can afford to play around anything at that point. And it's gonna grow bigger if I let it eat me too. I don't know, my opponent just made pretty much a perfect start with Vampire against my relatively slow start, and there's just nothing I can do here. Well, Uncaged Fury is not the worst. It's pretty bad, but not the worst. Yeah, I think there's just no way out of this game. And there aren't yeah, alright. That is just the nut draw. I'm just gonna play that, but it's more, to be sportful. I'm not sure if you can say that in English actually, but to play the game more than anything else. But there are just no worlds in which I win this game. I do have to jump the vampire here, otherwise I die. Yeah, that start is just too broken and too powerful. I'd be really happy to build that deck once, but it was not really ever open for me yet, so did not manage to get there. Alright, yeah. Yeah, unless this was a plains and I had top deck a descend upon the sinful, there was not much to do. And I don't think playing around Masquerade with the first block is something I can afford to do at all. Like taking 4 from that in this matchup is just not something you can afford to do. Yeah, right. So I guess that's gonna be game. I cannot really complain too much. I mean, I've been drawing well, and my opponent just destroyed me with a much better and much more focused deck. So there's that. Alright, either way, I hope you enjoyed the draft. If you did, feel free to leave a like or subscribe to my channel. And I guess I see you guys for another draft. Thank you for watching.